Well, our revolutionary moment continues, and the campaign to cleanse history has claimed yet another casualty. The City Council of Portland, Maine, a lovely seaside town, voted unanimously to replace Columbus Day with something called Indigenous Peoples Day. City Council member Spencer Thibodeau voted for the measure, and he joins us tonight. Spencer, thanks for coming on.
Tucker, thanks for having me, and good to be joining you from the great state of Maine.
Well, thank you. So I'm really interested in the idea behind this. It sounds like the City Council of Portland is sending the message it would have been better if the Europeans hadn't come to America in the first place, and that's why they're eliminating Columbus Day.
Well, Tucker, let me tell you, that's not what the City Council was doing. In fact, that would be going against, I'm a biracial man, and that would actually be going against and trying to discount half of who I am, which is not what we were doing. What was proposed by my fellow councilor, Councilor Ali, was a proposal to recognize Indigenous Peoples Day. As you know, a municipality can't usurp what the federal government has put in place since 1937. The Columbus holiday remains. The City of Portland, though, recognizes Indigenous Peoples Day.
So how many indigenous peoples are there in Maine?
Well, I can tell you we're one of the least diverse states in the country. But look, we don't have many African Americans in this state, but that doesn't make us celebrate Black History Month any less. What this is about is recognizing the fact that Indigenous people and Christopher Columbus are connected. You can't talk about the history of Indigenous people without talking about the history of Columbus. Can't talk about the history of Columbus without talking about Indigenous people. This allows people to recognize the holiday as they see fit, and I think it was a reasonable proposal that the council took up.
Well, they eliminated Christopher Columbus from the holiday, but my question really is about Indigenous people and caring about them. I mean, the holiday. So you're saying that we care a lot about Indigenous people. So I'm just asking, how many are there? Like, how many Maine Indian tribes can you name?
Sure. Well, there are a number. There are the Wabanaki, who actually were on the peninsula city of Portland before settlers got here. There are a number of the Penobscot Indian Nation up north. There are a number of Native Americans in our communities. But look, I mean, can you name every single Native American who you walk by on the street?
Oh, no.
No, I mean,
no, I can't.
We're a melting pot, though.
I agree with that, but here's the point. There are a number of reservations in the state. I've spent a lot of time near one, Passamaquoddy Reservation, and they're really hurting. And so I guess what bothers me is the symbolic nature of this. So presumably there are American Indians in Portland you could be helping, but you guys spent a ton of time on this. There are also a lot of heroin addicts right downtown in Portland, in case you haven't noticed, a lot of them.
I've definitely
you guys
noticed
spend your
the
time
opioid crisis. But
yeah,
Tucker,
it's
let me
terrible.
just say,
it's absolutely terrible. No, but so why waste your time with symbolic stuff like this? That's my point.
Well, look. As far as wasting time, I mean, the hearing and the resolution took about 40 minutes of time at the city council level, which is, I think, the appropriate amount of time for something like this.
No, the guy who came up with this, Ali, said he spent months on this, months working on this.
Councilor Ali spends months and months working with the community, engaging with community members about what this means. Look, I totally understand that there are some folks who don't want this to happen. Let me just say, look, there is an entire month. The month of October is dedicated to Italian Americans who gave us the most feedback, and so this is a day in Italian American Heritage Month, and what it does, again, I just want to remind your viewers, it recognizes Indigenous people and Christopher Columbus.
I get it.
I
get it, but again, you're missing. Look, the whole identity politics. Well, we have a day for Italians. I don't even care about any of that. What I care about is politicians who solve actual problems that normal people care about. I go to Portland, Maine a lot, and there are like junkies lying around in all the parks, and it's super depressing. It wasn't always that way. I remember it, and so for the city council to spend any time at all on this nonsense when your city has become famous for people ODing on opiates, it's like, where are your priorities? parties? That's my question.
Well, let me just stop you right there. Our city isn't famous for ODing, for people who are ODing on drugs. Our city is famous for lobsters, for Longfellow. That's what our city is famous for. We struggle from the same problems as many cities do with opioids. But let me just say, Tucker, that we spent time on this in the city council level, 40 minutes, and then we moved on to the next issue, which is what we're supposed to do at the municipal level. I have to vote one way or another on this issue, right? So,
Councilman, thanks for taking time to come talk to us tonight. I appreciate it.
Tucker, thank you very much, and hope to see you in Maine soon.
Thanks.